Coach, obviously it's been a tremendous ride here at Buford. Talk about what this day has been like for you, what this season has been like for you.
Just I guess bittersweet would be the word to use. We've been here, I guess over 20 years now, and just gotten to raise my family here, and gotten to do life with so many great people, and so many folks have had such a great effect on my family, and I've gotten to coach so many great kids, and work with my best friends, my assistant coaches every day. So to say this has probably been the highlight of my life so far. I mean, and just been blessed to be in this work environment and be in this community is certainly an understatement. So very appreciative and grateful, and very bittersweet to say goodbye.
What was the scene like, and how hard was it to tell the kids this morning? I guess that's always the hardest part.
Yeah, I mean, it is really, really tough. You can imagine. I mean, I spoke with my coaches yesterday evening, and then talking to players today, and just trying to express and what a 17 and 16 and 15-year-old are really going to remember and hear, and trying to make sure they know how much I love them and how change is a part of life, and that they're going to be okay, and the culture and the program we built here is a whole lot bigger than me, so they're going to be all right.
Georgia State is where you're headed. Talk about the decision-making process that went into that.
The decision-making process was, it was tough in terms of leaving here and leaving what's comfortable and what I've known for so long. But on the flip side of that coin, just so much potential and so exciting. Talking to Sean Elliott and see what's going on down at Georgia State, just it's incredible, and the potential I think is just incredible from the AD Charlie Cobb and what he did at Appalachian State building facilities. He's 3 years into Georgia State now, and the acquisition of Turner Field and what they're going to do with the stadium, and then underneath the stadium with the football facilities that are being built, and knowing that that's going to be done in the next 8 to 12 months is incredible. When you think about recruiting, you have to have that. Then knowing Sean Elliott, knowing him as a coach and as a person, watching him on the grass over the years, watching him lead when he had a chance in South Carolina. The guy's passion and energy are just unquestioned. The guy gets after it in recruiting. He gets after it in coaching. He loves kids. He's just a neat guy. I think he's going to be, great to work for. And, I just feel blessed to have the opportunity to get to do it and be a part of building something special. And I think that's what I tried to echo to our kids today. That as a man, there's probably I don't know if there's anything greater at work than being able to, I told him, take your two hands and the guy next to you, take his two hands, and let's go build something. And that's what I've loved getting to, Dexter bringing me here in 1995, the opportunity to get to help build and seeing what this has become. There's nothing more satisfying than that. And in this new stage of life for me, this next chapter I think is about building again, and I hope I can be a small part of that and add something to it.
What's your specific role at Georgia State? What's the
Being coaching defensive line.
defensive line? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it important for you to stay on the field? I mean, is that?
Yeah, I think I'm a football coach.
Yeah.
I always tell everybody the best part of my day is from 3 to 6 when I get to be on the grass and not behind the desk. But yeah, so I mean, just to be able to make the jump to a program in the Sun Belt Division I level, and to be able to have my own group, my own room, and to pour into another group of guys and do it at that level. I mean, it's going to be it's going to be a huge challenge, but certainly invigorating. I'm going to be excited about doing it.
Can you explain what this place means to you? I mean, it's a very different place than when you came here, but it's
Yeah.
certainly built into something special.
You know what? It is so different from 20 years ago. We always joke and talk about the 14 kids that showed up on May 1st in 1995 to our first practice, and the 24 players we had on our first team. And then think about how the facilities have changed and all that. But what I think has sustained it is what's so neat about it. It's not all the stuff. Buford's got a lot of neat stuff, but it's the people that have made this place so special, and it's going to be what I miss most.
Knowing you, I know you don't want to talk about your legacy, but talk a little bit about the state of the program right now and what the next coach is going to be coming into.
You know what? The first thing is, this is a great program. And I've always said that there's a lot of coaches that could have won a lot of games at Buford. We're set up to have success, and I think we're confident that we can be successful. But I think the thing that's been neat is kids and coaches have stayed hungry. and not taking that for granted. And, you know, I think myself and these seniors that are leaving here this year, I can't tell you what an example the seniors set. One of the best groups I've ever had from a leadership standpoint, and what these underclassmen have gotten to watch, the work that's gone into it. And I have no doubt, you know, the next guy that comes in here will be extremely successful.
Do you have any idea, you know, have you made any recommendations based on your staff? Do you have any idea what direction they're going to be going?
You know what? I think that's, you know, not really my role. Certainly, if asked, I'll give my opinion about my staff. I've got an incredible group of coaches. The strength of our program was my assistant coaches, no doubt, and the support we had, and obviously the players. So, you know, but to say anything and speak to who they may or may not hire, it's certainly not my place to do so.
And the timing of it, I mean, certainly you wanted to stay through Jake's career, right, before you.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, this all happened in the last week. I mean, and you know, I actually saw Coach Elliott. I hadn't seen him in a few years at the Georgia Dome before our game, and just shook his hand and said, "Hey," and turned into a phone call this weekend, this past weekend, and didn't really even think much of it then. And then, you know, later in the week, things kind of started to happen fast. So, you know, I was telling the kids in Psalms 37 says the Lord orders a man's steps, and I just feel like this is, you know, the right time and what the Lord's calling me to do.
Had you had an interest in college coaching? I mean, is that something you wanted to do at some point in your career?
You know, it's something I always thought that I may really want to do. It's something you really don't know. But I think I know this is the right time and this is the right place, and I think I'm going to be working with the right people.
Was it something where you wanted to stay local anyway if you were going to go somewhere
I mean,
with your daughter still here?
No doubt. With
Yeah.
You know, my daughter still being here, and we love our home in Buford and the ability to hopefully commute for a while. Man, that's just a huge added bonus for us right now.
Obviously, you have made so many memories here, done so many incredible things. Do you have any that truly stand out? Anything that's going to stick with you, you know, every day?
Yeah, I think, you know, is the people first. You know, the relationships, the memories that you make with the players that you coach over 20 years, with the assistant coaches that you do life and just live with, and you know, blood, sweat, and tears. You know, the whole thing. I mean, you know, you have a little. It's like a little bubble. You got your own little family away from your family at home, and certainly so many great memories. And I told the kids, I mean, we've won and had success, but the most special memories I have are just the people, the building a program, the watching a Dexter Wood lead and learning from him, and those intangible things that you really can't put your finger on, you know, in that way.
What did Dexter say when you went to talk to him about it?
It's been a tough week. You know, Dexter's been, you know, outside of my dad, the most influential person probably in my life. You know, he's mentored me, and, you know, I was telling the coaches yesterday about the first time I met him in the hallway at Marietta High School back in 1986, and his first words to me I still remember, and the impact that that's had on me, and the impact that he had on me as a player, the impact he had on me as a young coach, the impact that he's had on me being up the hallway as somebody I could go and talk to and gain wise counsel from, not only as a coach, but as a young man, as a husband, and as a father, and somebody that loves the Lord. I mean, he just, Dexter Wood is one of the classiest, best men I've ever known, and I've just been blessed that you know, he's been a big part of my life.
Cool.